Okay, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. I'm sick. I've been sick for about the better part of a week. I don't know what this is, whatever's going around right now, but it took me out. So I apologize for there being a lack of content the last couple of Fridays. I skipped one Friday because it was March break for us for here, and I had my daughter with me, and so we were busy doing some fun things, and then I got sick, and then so last week I couldn't make a video, and I'm just kind of starting to feel better enough that I can talk on camera again. You can probably still hear it in my voice. Anyway, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Today I want to take a look at the Olight I3T and the i3T 2.0. So I've got two i3T2s here and one of the originals. I want to kind of talk a little bit about the differences and the upgrades of the i3T2, and also do a comparison between the 10440 lithium battery and a regular alkaline battery for the output on the i3T2. So let's get into it. All right, you guys, so we've got the i3Ts here lined up. The two on this side are the i3T2, and this one is the original. So the first thing I want to talk about real quick is just some of the differences between these models. So the i3T originally had a little bit of a different design with the pocket clip. You can probably tell there. So this one here kind of just snaps onto the body, whereas on the i3T2, it's actually integrated underneath the tail cap. So it makes it a little bit stronger and a little bit less prone to coming off if you're trying to reverse mount this on like a hat or something. Sometimes that extra tension can just snap that right off. So that was a cool little addition that they made there. And then the other big one, obviously, is the lumen output and the ability for this to take a 10440 battery. So on this original one, they said, do not use a 10440. The LED and the driver is not rated for it. It will overheat. It will cook your internals. Don't do it. Only use alkaline or nickel metal hydride or whatever. So with the i3T2, people were obviously not listening to that warning and doing it anyway. So they decided to just go ahead and make it work and make it for that battery type. So these ones here can take the 10440 and can actually boost the lumen output. So the highest lumen output on the i3T was 180 lumens. And with a standard battery on the i3T2, it was 200 lumens. With a 10440 battery, that actually gets boosted up to 300 lumens according to their stat sheets. So you get an extra 100 lumens out of it with that extra lithium-ion battery, which is pretty cool. And honestly, for a AAA size flashlight, that's pretty much top of what you're going to find out there on the market. There's a few others that do a little bit higher with a 10440, but this is up there. So that's a pretty good output for a light of this size. Another really cool feature that they added on the i3T2 is that you can actually program these lights to come on either in high and then move to low, or come on in low and then move to high. Whereas with the i3T, it just comes in on low and then you move into high, and that's it. There's no way to program that. So me personally, I don't find the low mode is something that I use a lot on these lights, because the high isn't that high. It's not coming in at like 1,000 lumens or anything, right? So I actually program both of my i3T2s to come in on high, which is the 200 or 300 lumens, and then move down into low, because I find that most useful. And I think that the way that they added that feature is very cool, because I'm sure a lot of people out there like me who like to have that high mode come on first in a light of this size. All right, so I want to just talk a little bit about some modes and switching here for a moment. So the i3T2, this guy right here, is just low and high, low being 5 lumens, high being 180, and you can't really change the way that interface works. On the i3T2s, it is low is 5, and then high is going to be either 200 or 300, depending on your battery source. And you can actually change the way that these come in. You can make them come in on low, or you can make them come in on high, which is really cool. So this one here I have programmed to be on high, and this one here I have programmed to be in on low. So switching between the modes is very easy. You basically just have to half-click your button 5 times, and then on the 6th, you click it all the way in, and it tells the driver to switch. So see if I can do this here real quick for you guys. So this one comes in on low. We're going to want it to come in on high. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and click, and then it switches. And so now, when I turn it back off, I leave it for a few seconds, I turn it back on, it comes right back in high, and it'll do that every single time. So that's pretty neat. I like to have mine set to come in on high. I feel like that is just useful for what I use these lights for. That 200/300 lumens is a very good general use brightness, in my opinion. So, okay, so that being said, these lights are very simple. Not a lot to talk about, to be honest. They come in a very wide array of colors, which is pretty cool. You can still find both versions of these online. Olight actually right now is running their spring sale for the i3T too. They're like 13 bucks. And you can find the i3Ts on Amazon and other online retailers as well. I'll put some links down in the description for you guys to check out. So let's wait for it to get dark. We'll go check out some beam shots on these three lights, kind of compare the i3T to the i3T2, and then also compare the 10440 battery to a regular battery with the i3T2s themselves. So right now I've got a 10440 in this guy, and I've got a regular alkaline battery in the blue one. So we'll see if there's much of a noticeable difference there as well. So we will be right back as soon as it gets dark. All right, you guys, so we're going to do the beam test here just in my bedroom, actually, because this light is not super powerful and super punchy, so it's not going to really show up great outside. So we've got the three lights here. We've got a i3T with a nickel metal hydride battery. We've got two i3T2s, the green one having a 10440 and the blue one having a rechargeable nickel metal hydride battery. So we're going to compare the outputs and show you guys what these guys look like in a general kind of use setting here. Okay, so first up is the i3T, the original. This is on low. That's on high. So that is the original i3T with not a 10440 battery, a regular nickel metal hydride battery. Then we've got the i3T2, which comes on in high. And this one has also a regular nickel metal hydride battery. And then there's low on that one. And last but not least, we have the i3T2 with the 10440 battery on high. And then on low. So this is going to be now on high, 10440 versus nickel metal hydride. And we'll see if this is at all something that you can tell on camera. So we've got 10440, nickel metal hydride. I mean, not a significant difference on video. Honestly, not even that crazy of a difference in person. Although there is a slight bit more shine on this one. Like it's kind of reflecting back off the walls just a little bit more than the non-10440. So that's cool. Let's check out the old i3T on high versus the new i3T on high with the 10440 battery. So this is a little bit more noticeable, and this one actually shows up a little bit better on camera as well. So here is the old i3T, here is the new i3T with the 10440. And yeah, you can tell that this 10440 is definitely brighter. It's got a better, brighter hotspot and just overall more intensity. And honestly, I'm not sure how well it's coming through on video, but it seems to have a little bit better color rendering to my eyes as well compared to the old i3T. All right, also that's the i3T and the i3T2 from Olight. Some great little EDC lights. I have them, I mean, I've got three of them for a reason. I love them, they're great. Very cheap, very affordable. They can take a wide variety of batteries, especially the newer i3T2. And they're just very, very nice, very easy, user-friendly, simple to mode. You know, for those of you who are out there not looking for these crazy flashlights with 5 different modes and strobe and all these things, these are like bread and butter flashlights, right? So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Hopefully now that I'm kind of starting to be back on the mend, we'll have a regular upload schedule back on Fridays. So thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you on the next one.